Now to the latest on that deadly plane crash that claimed the lives of a former OU football star and a Tulsa businessman.
Investigators are working right now to determine what caused a small plane to crash into 3 houses. It happened yesterday in South Bend, Indiana. Former OU quarterback Steve Davis and the plane's owner and pilot, Tulsa businessman Wesley Caves, were killed. 2 others inside the plane were injured, along with 1 person on the ground. Caves reported mechanical problems prior to the crash. Witnesses say it looked like the plane was coming right at them.
When I looked up, the plane was right over the top of me right then, and my wife was standing in the door, and I just hit the ground. I thought it was going to explode when it hit, but it didn't. And I ran around the corner, and the jet engines were still going, and you could smell the jet fuel just pouring out of it.
The leaking fuel forced the evacuation of hundreds of neighbors. Most of those residents have since been allowed to return home.
And that plane took off from Tulsa's Jones Riverside Airport. 2
News reporter Casey Roebuck is there live now with the impact the crash is having on the community. Casey?
Well, Marla, pilot Wes Caves and his friend Steve Davis left here yesterday afternoon along with 2 passengers. Their plan was to make a quick trip to Indiana and come back. But now we know that is not what happened.
We both shared a passion for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and that's how we got together.
Gene Barrett has been friends with Steve Davis since the 1970s, when Barrett played football for the 49ers and Davis was a quarterback at OU. Just yesterday, Gene talked with Steve at church. They made plans for dinner later this week. But just hours later came news of a plane crash in South Bend.
Until you actually hear the words, you hold out, hope that maybe he was one of them that survived.
It was Gene who broke the news of the crash to Steve's girlfriend.
It was really hard, but we felt like it was important for her to know, and just because she was expecting a message from Steve.
It wasn't until last night that their worst fears were confirmed. Steve Davis and his friend, Tulsa business owner and fellow OU football supporter Wes Caves, were killed when Caves' plane crashed into 3 homes near the South Bend airport.
He was a real special guy, and it's just going to leave a big hole.
I'm going to remember his kindness and his smile.
Becky Dixon has known Davis since the 1980s, when she was a sideline reporter and he was a sportscaster for the network. She says Davis was a great man on and off the field. She says his loss will be felt by many.
It's a terrible loss for OU, for the state of Oklahoma, the city of Tulsa, and then I think of his family.
Now, 1 woman was injured on the ground. She is said to be in fair condition tonight. We're told the passengers, Jim Rogers is in serious condition, along with Christopher Evans, who is said to be in fair condition. Reporting from Jones Riverside Airport, Casey Roebuck, 2 News works for you.